This is Andi Purewal for ID Boxing, and I'm joined by promoter Eddie Hearn here in Nottingham. Eddie, we're doing this before the weigh-in starts, and we know that it's going to be very noisy as it progresses, but what are you expecting to see from them today?
I'm expected to see a fiery Lara. Normally at the weigh-ins, he bites a little bit to the crowd. We saw that in the Warrington fight. Lee Wood, huge featherweight, huge. Will always be tight at the weight, as will Lara be. He always is. And you're going to see a great atmosphere in here. You're going to see a great atmosphere tomorrow night, a real special night. I was just with Carl Froch down there, reminiscing about Loose and Butte, etc. And going to get another night like that tomorrow.
Some people have suggested Maurizio looks a little tight at the weight this week. Have you looked at him like that?
I think he's always tight at the weight. Every fight I'm around him, he's in the gym. He's got his training gear on. He's working hard to come down to the weight, and I expect him to be tight at the weight. I expect Lee Wood to be tight at the weight. But tomorrow night, I expect them both to be monsters.
You expect them both to be monsters. Everybody expects a monster fight, and nobody expects it to go very far. When they step between the ropes, what is your final prediction for me?
I don't know. I mean, this could go early. People talking about the punch power of Lara. If Lee Wood chins Lara, he will take him out, head and body. But he's got to pick his spots. He can't just start trading up with him, because that's not the game plan to win this fight. So I think Lee Wood probably will be certainly more cautious than Lara in the early stages of his fight. But if the opportunity presents itself, maybe he'll look to take him out as well. So literally anything can happen. This could go around, and it could go deep. It could go deep, but I want to see Lara go deep. How does he go after 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds of a high-paced fight, getting hit to the body? And Lee Wood's a clever fighter, and Ben Davison will obviously have a great training camp and a great strategy as well.
Is Warrington the most likely route for the winner?
I think so. I think it's a natural fight. I mean, look, that was always planned to be a unification. Warrington lost the close fight. Does it really matter? Yeah, we'd like it to be a unification, but big British fight with two huge fan bases, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, the winner as well will look for unifications, but certainly we'd like to make the Warrington fight.
Dalton Smith comes through, a lot of talk about next. You've got Sam Maxwell on the undercard. If both of them come through, that fight?
Yeah, I think, first of all, it's Billy Allington, who's English champion. He should be respected. It's not an easy fight, but we expect Dalton to come through. If he comes through unscathed and Maxwell wins on the undercard, I think that's the perfect fight for Sheffield Arena. Commonwealth champion against British champion, Sheffield against Liverpool, and the final piece of the Lonsdale belt defence to win outright for Dalton Smith. So we'll see what happens Saturday, but that would be the plan.
If he wins it outright, and this is again, you're going like probably 6-7 months down the line now, but towards the back end of this year he fights once more, what types of names would you want to throw Dalton in with?
I mean, just putting a matchmaking hat on, Jorge Linares. You've got Liam Paro, you've got Stevie Sparks, you've got Pedro. Yeah, I'm talking about out in our stable. Paro, Sparks, Hitchinson, Montana Love. We've got a lot of 140 pounders in that around that world level. But yeah, Pedraza. I just feel like you're going to be quite surprised, I think, by the crowd in Sheffield Arena. Obviously, Harper Brackhouse will be on that card as well as like a co-main event. Dalton will be headlining that card, but it's a massive fight as well, and you're going to see him get bigger and bigger as we get gear up for, I believe, Hillsborough next year in a world title fight.
Chev Clarke returning, he always brings devastation, a lot of talk and excitement around him, Eddie. What are you hoping to see from him tomorrow night, and also the plan moving forward?
I think tomorrow night's a really tough fight. Israel Dufus, who's mixed at deep sort of world level. I thought he beat Fenlong Meng down at light heavyweight. He's up at cruiserweight. He's in tremendous shape. I think this will be 4 or 5 rounds, or 3 or 4 rounds of absolute just explosive punching and dangerous for Chev Clarke, because sometimes he gets a little bit carried away. I think Chev Clarke is already good enough to mix it with the top domestic cruiserweights. It's just experience in the professional code. So I would like to see Chev Clarke go on and fight for the British title ASAP. This one, maybe one more 10-rounder, and then he's ready to go.
You've got Jordan Thompson and Luke Watkins facing off later on this year already. Is there any chance we could see maybe Chev versus Jordan in the near future?
Obviously you want to go and beat the opposition. So I'd rather Chev fights Riakporhe and Dalton Smith, and same with Jordan. But if they have to fight each other, I'm sure they'll be up for it if the money was right.
Just a few other topics to quickly touch on. Okolie-Riakporhe's altercation at Creed 3 Premier, what did you make of that?
Don't know, real or not? Very strange from both of them. You wouldn't expect it, but I don't know what's happened. Sets the fight up nicely.
Anthony Joshua's comments about being motivated by money it's not something we've seen before. Were you surprised by him saying that at a press conference?
No, I don't buy it 100%. Like, I do feel like I know what he wants. He wants legacy. He wants to win the world title, but obviously he wants to get paid as well. And I think maybe this is the time for him to go, do you know what? Like, he's given so much to the sport. So whatever he's fighting for, let him fight for. He doesn't, you know, I think the age of worrying about people's opinion is probably gone for Anthony Joshua now. I don't completely buy that that's the motivation. Not at all, but a lot going into this fight. But, you know, I think you're going to see a different Anthony Joshua on April the 1st. I think you're going to see a guy that comes with bad intentions.
I know you've spoken about trying to make the Fury-Joshua fight. Obviously, Bob Arum was dismissive of it happening next, but he said towards the end of this year it could happen. But Tyson's comments that the man's dead in his eyes and he has no interest in talking about Anthony Joshua, what did you make of it?
He said it before. I mean, I don't know. Like, let's see if the Usyk fight gets made. For me, the AJ Fury fight is a natural fight if we can talk sensibly and give each other enough time rather than try and do it 6-7 weeks after a defeat and put deadlines on social media every day. You're not seeing any of that now. So what's changed? What's different? But it's kind of irrelevant till AJ beats Franklin and we know what's happening with Fury against Usyk.
Buatsi Bivol, some reports that seems to be close once again.
Heard it's signed. It's not. I mean, we'd love to make the fight. I'd love that opportunity for Joshua Buatsi, but we're talking to Dimitri Bivol now about the Beterbiev undisputed fight, about the Canelo Alvarez fight, and a fight with Joshua Buatsi.
Final one, Eddie. We saw DAZN USA prices increased, and it's caused quite a stir because it was a steep one and far steeper than what we saw in the UK.
Yeah, it's the same price if you're committing to the annual pass at the monthly subscription, and I feel like that's what they want to try and do. They don't want people coming in and out. I think he's an extra $4 a month or something like that, $5 a month if you just want to be able to come in and out. If you're subscribing for the year, it's cheaper than the previous monthly subscription. The annual pass is more expensive, but if you're committing for 12 months, it's the same price as it was before. And I think that's what they're trying to motivate people to do, is to stay on the platform with us and enjoy the schedule.
People have posted that the annual Super Saver options increased by 50%.
Yeah, it's gone. I think it was a different introductory price before. All I know is if you commit for the year, you're paying exactly the same price as you were before. If you want to come in and out, I think it's $4.99 a month more. So DAZN want you to stay, and they're going to put a schedule together to make sure you do.
Eddie, I know we've got rush for time now, so leave it there. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.